Hey, what's up? Hope everybody's doing good. Here's a trick that you can do with old fruit, where you know how you have like fruit where it's like at that point where you got to eat it today or throw that mess away. Eat it today or throw it away. This is what you do with old fruit that you got. You know how like you buy a whole bunch of fruit and it'd be like on sale. You like it'd be like fruit that was already like it's like ready to go now. It's like ripe now. You have all this fruit, you got this whole stockpile, and you don't know what to do with it. Listen up. This is all you got to do. Get everything cleaned off. I use just vinegar, just white vinegar, in like a little spray bottle. Spray off all the fruits and then rinse them off. But at least cleaning it, then rinsing it is better than just eating how it is, like just dirty. Especially those ones that don't have a skin on them, like strawberries, blueberries. Make sure you clean them things off. Bananas not so much, but you gotta think of it this way. If it's dirty on the outside and you cut it, the little bits of it is gonna get underneath. It's like it's gonna go in between it. So if like the outside of it's dirty, maybe I'm overthinking it, but if the outside of it's dirty and then you cut it, you're introducing the dirty exterior to the clean interior of the fruit. So you want to clean that kind of fruit off too. That's why, like, even though sometimes they might have a peel, you still need to rinse it off. You want to make sure you pay close attention to detail. After cleaning, you're going to get everything peeled. Get everything peeled, cut up accordingly, and then you're going to get yourself a big pot of water. Now, this is where the preservation comes in place, because you're going to lightly cook the fruits. Think of it this way. You barely need water at all to be able to simmer your fruit as well as get some juice from it after. But if you want to add a little bit of extra water in there, that's going to give you like extra juice. So you can strain the cooked fruit from the juice. Then you can actually just drink the juice. The juice is going to be filled with nutrition. This cooking is what's going to allow us to keep it longer. It adds like a level of preservation to it. Lightly simmer the fruit. So fruits that are less juicy and denser, like maybe like an apple or something, you may want to put those in there first with some water, because those ones aren't very juicy anyway. And then if you got other juicier fruits, if you got grapes, strawberries, blueberries, that stuff cooks quickly. So you can put those in last, because you don't want to overcook the fruit. You don't want to cook the nutrition out of the fruit. You just want to lightly simmer it. Just let it boil for a little bit, because I want to preserve as much nutrition as possible. And while you're letting it simmer, make sure you're keeping that top on. The older the fruit, the less nutrition it's gonna have. Like I always say, fresh is best. If you watch my old videos, see I always say fresh is best. I promise you. So you can let this simmer for maybe 10 minutes, whatever you feel comfortable with. But you just want to get fruits that are like really like kind of like starchy, get them broken down, And then the other fruits, like if you throw oranges or mangoes in there, I threw mangoes in there. Those don't take much time to cook as well. After you're done cooking it, turn it off, of course. Take it off the heat. Take it off the heat. And while you're letting it simmer, make sure you're keeping that top on. This is going to keep the moisture in there. So you want to keep the heat not too high. So when it's closed, it doesn't overboil. Because if it's closed, all that, the juices and the sugars and everything is just going to go, it's going to start bubbling up. You can't have that. So if you start noticing that happen, just open the top and it'll let it vent and the bubbles will go down. And then you can relax. Ultimately, you want to have it at the heat where when the top's on, it doesn't overboil, because when you have the top on there, that insulates heat and it causes more heat to build. What would cause it to boil at one temperature, with the top on, it can boil at a lower temperature because it's like insulated in there. It works better that way. But you keep the top on there so you can preserve as much moisture as possible. You want to keep all your juices from the fruit, because you want to be able to drink that after. So what your ending product is going to be fruit that you could either blend and turn into like a mixed fruit applesauce, great for giving the kids, good snack for yourself, or just eat it how it is. If you continue to cook it, like really, really cook it down, it can get really, really sweet, and you can use it as like a syrup for like if you try to make homemade like pancakes. Don't get the little box stuff. If you're gonna eat that kind of stuff, just make it homemade. I'm done lecturing. You can watch my other videos if you want to get lectured. Plenty of videos, plenty of topics. After it's cooled down to room temperature, put it in the refrigerator to store it. And also make sure you got like a strainer so you can separate, or you probably don't even need to. If you're real skilled, you can just tilt the pot and use like a spoon to catch it, like a spoon with like holes in it, like I don't know, colander spoon. So now, instead of just throwing all that fruit away, you've been able to have either a fruit sauce that's good as a topping. You could have applesauce. You can have some juice. or nectar as they call it in this case. But it's a whole bunch of nutrition, and instead of just throwing it away, you get to keep it. That's a plus in my mind, especially with the recent recession. Price of everything going up. Want to spend our money wisely. Don't waste things. Use resources. Don't just throw stuff out unless you're gonna be giving it to something. Make use of your food that you have. It's horrible that everything's landfills. Check out my other videos. See you on the next one.